The information when you are scrolling through, whether that be YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, listening to podcasts, whatever it is, you guys never get the full picture behind the scenes.
Hey everyone, welcome to the S.O.B Marketing Podcast, where we celebrate the S.O.B that you are, and if you haven't figured it out yet, we mean small-owned business. We don't mean S.O.B.
Listen, we know that as a small business owner, you are working hard on the daily to keep your business fully operational while trying to promote it. And while some days it may feel like the business is owning you, if we're being honest with each other, I bet you would admit that you wouldn't give up the insanity for anything.
Our commitment here at the S.O.B Marketing Podcast is to give you the real talk, what works when it comes to advertising, marketing, promoting your business, and then what doesn't really work.
And Chelsea and I promise to always keep the conversation real. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of the S.O.B Marketing Podcast. I'm here with my beautiful little baby sister, Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea.
Hey.
All right, before we hop into our topic, which I think is going to be a juicy one for you guys today, I just want to remind you, if you have not left us a review, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Leave us a review if you listen to this podcast. Maybe I don't know, if you've heard at least 3 of our episodes, it would mean a whole lot to us if you went in there and just shared a review. So that way this episode gets pushed out to other SOBs, small-owned businesses out there, so that we can help them grow their confidence in managing their marketing in-house and on their own without any big expensive ad agency. And for those of you small business owners that are in a hurry, because so many of you are, scroll down to the chapter that says TLDL, too long didn't listen. That will take you to the end of this episode, where Chelsea is going to give us a nice little brief overview of everything we talk about in this episode. Now, I do want to encourage you, please, please, please listen to this entire thing. But if you're in a rush, go there first and then come back and listen to the entire episode. But Chelsea, what are we talking about today?
Okay, Vivian, this is going to be a good conversation that I feel like some people need to hear.
A little bit of tough love today.
A little bit of tough love. Here's the thing, y'all. We're going to talk about, is monetizing necessary on your social media as a small business owner? Look, absolutely, small business owners have become content creators, okay? We are right there with you. We have to create content all day long. But does that mean that you have to try to monetize on social media? So we're specifically talking today about monetizing as a content creator and if it is necessary.
So let's go ahead and let's talk about the different reasons, Chelsea, that a small business owner might feel like they have to monetize.
So I think the number one that I think of is that, one, as a small business owner, you want multiple streams of income, right? So you're like, ooh, monetizing on social media, I already have to create content to promote my business. Might as well also get monetized on here so I can also bring in some extra money, which isn't a bad idea. I completely understand the thought process. I think people misanalyze and do not understand the time and effort that goes into monetizing.
Well, and so we are not advocates for throwing free money away. I mean, if someone is sending money your way, keep it. Keep it. Go buy yourself an ice cream cone. Go do whatever. We're not telling you not to do that, but it's a very different. You're right, Chelsea. That's just one of the reasons why a small business owner may think, they're like, hey, let me go ahead and just get multiple streams of income coming in. Monetizing on social media is one of the easiest ways to do that, according to every other YouTuber on the face of the planet. Okay. Which leads me to another reason that as a small business owner, you may feel like you need to monetize. And that is because everybody out there is promoting it and telling you to do that. Now, here's what's interesting is usually the people that are telling you that it's so easy to monetize on YouTube, it's so easy to monetize on Instagram, are the same people that are selling you courses to monetize on these platforms. Okay. So can we maybe just acknowledge that these are paid ads or these are marketing initiatives to get you into their service, which is a program to learn how to do this.
Vivian, I'm going to say something controversial.
It's too early in the episode.
No, but I'm going to do it anyways. I feel like we have created a new type of pyramid scheme.
Yes.
They have created a new type of pyramid scheme because they're selling you the idea that you can make free money. You can make free money if you watch my course on how to talk to people about making free money. You see what I mean? Like, the course is about doing the thing that they're doing. So then it just...
Well, and I think now you're absolutely right, because I think there's a key component here of a pyramid scheme, which is always getting you to recruit other people into this course, which is where that affiliate part of it comes in. Because I can't tell you, I can tell you how common it is for a course creator to be like, hey, buy my course. And then when you're done with it, they're like, hey, by the way, if you sell my course, I'll give you $10. I'll give you $200 for every course that you sell. And so then now the person's like, oh, well, crap, I can sell $200 by just recommending this, or make $200 by just recommending this course, hence a pyramid scheme. Okay, this is not different than, there was one pyramid scheme. I think it was like, wasn't it protein shakes?
Are you talking about Herbalife?
Yes. Yeah. Wasn't there like a whole true crime series on this too?
Oh, girl, there have been true crime series on a bunch of triangle,
triangle.
It is a triangle. I'm correct. Pyramid. A bunch of pyramid schemes. It's not Lululemon. That's a legitimate business. What's the tights? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, it's the one. I knew a lot of people that sold it too.
Is it LuLaRoe?
LuLaRoe.
Oh, okay. So that's one of them. I know there was an episode on TCO, which is a podcast that Vivian and I both listen to. It's a true crime podcast. That it was basically kind of like a gambling pyramid scheme. Pyramid, not period. Oh my God.
Let's stick to at least triangle, okay?
Pyramid scheme. It was kind of like a gambling. Yeah. There's a bunch of them out there.
No, so going back to your original thought, I know we just went in the weeds with this, but I do agree that it's turned into this idea of monetizing on social media platforms has turned a little bit into a pyramid scheme for some people, right? That's not to say, you guys, that's not a legitimate way to actually bring revenue into your small business. But I think what we want to talk about today is, if you are going to go that route, it changes your focus.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big thing, that as a small business owner, you need to ask yourself, where does my focus need to be at this time? Because I do have such a limited amount of time. You guys are out here running businesses, y'all. Okay. And I know you're out here putting fires out on the daily. Do you need to be spending time focused on making sure you have enough YouTube subscribers so that YouTube can send you a paycheck every month, right?
Okay, before we go further into this conversation, I do want to talk about a third reason why a small business owner might be telling themselves, oh, I definitely need to monetize on social media. And because they're like, oh, this is easy money. This is easy, free money. I'm already creating content. It'll be easy to do this. I know I've already brought this up once, but I'm going to bring it up again. Y'all, let's think about how difficult it can be sometimes for you to create content. I know you're on the same page with me. Sometimes there are days where you just can't get that creativity going and you're like, oh, I need to create content. I can't do it. Now you have to create content so that you can monetize. It's not as easy as you think it is.
Well, and it's like a machine that you have to keep feeding. Right? So it's not like, okay, you did really well in June and they're going to keep sending you money because of you. Well, I mean, the videos do over time, the views and stuff do stack up. And so, great. But they're not going to continue to send you like checks just because you did really well one month and then,
Yeah.
you decide never to show up again online.
I'm going to be, I don't know if this is going to sound controversial or not, but I have a respect for content creators. And I know content creators get a lot of hate. It's a lot of work. You are constantly creating content. Do you know how much content there is out there? And you have to constantly be top of mind so that you can monetize? Like, that's crazy.
No, absolutely. And so, Chelsea, when we're getting in the meat and potatoes of this conversation, what is it that we are wanting to remind our small business owners out there who are like, I feel this weird pull to want to prioritize or set a goal to actually monetize on Instagram, to monetize on TikTok?
If you want to monetize on a specific social media platform, I love that for you. Go ahead and do it. Just understand that that is going to change your goals for your small business. So what I want you guys to do before making this decision, I want you to sit down and look at your marketing goals, look at what your goals are for your small business, and ask yourself, will this align? Because let's also consider the type of content you create is going to be different if you're trying to become a content creator.
Yeah, well, and I'm just going to share my own personal experience because I've been on YouTube now for going on 7 years. And y'all, there's this very weird thing that I have to do. And I took a little bit of a break. This is probably the longest for 7 years, y'all. I have posted weekly videos. Okay. Missed maybe a couple weeks here or there. And then this last couple months, I think I actually didn't post videos for like a full month, which was kind of weird because that's just not what I do. But I feel like I needed that break to recalibrate because it is exactly what we are talking about here, which it starts to skew your priorities and your focus.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you are a small business owner, I just want to remind you of this. The information when you are scrolling through, whether that be YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, listening to podcasts, whatever it is, you guys never get the full picture behind the scenes. And what I realized was when I would follow some of these YouTube channels that were created to help YouTubers grow their audience or whatnot, they're not doing this maliciously, but what I soon realized was that they simply their entire goal, they didn't have a business. So a lot of these YouTubers that are giving you advice on how to grow on YouTube, that's the only thing they've done. It's not attached to a business. They don't make their money. When people say, and Alex, my husband, reminds me of this, he's like, are you trying to be a business owner or a YouTuber? And not that the two can't coincide, but the two are very different on their focus. If I am a YouTuber and I plan to get my funds, my daily income from YouTube and YouTube alone, I'm not selling a product, I'm not selling a service, I don't have a business to promote, I become a monkey to YouTube. Okay, because then it literally is like, you're like in the circus and they're prodding you every couple of like minutes to like dance and to come up with the best ideas and to be sure that like your viewers are watching your videos for more than 2 seconds, right? Same thing on Instagram. If I hear one more person that says you got to have a good hook in the first 3 seconds, y'all, I'm so tired of hearing about this. Can I please take up space?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, please take up space. And the reason I say that is because there are also, I realized that I was looking at people that didn't have a business, that hadn't built a business on top of their YouTube presence. And that's not something I can emulate because I'm never going to be a YouTuber. I don't want to do that. I'm using YouTube as a mechanism to get me in front of people that then could join our S.O.B, small owned business community, our monthly membership, right? It's a mechanism to drive them there. And so I think if you're feeling that weird struggle and you can't find your place right now, ask yourself, am I looking around and am I comparing myself, or am I taking advice from someone that's actually built something similar to what I want to build? If you guys are just following advice of Mr. Beast, I hate to tell y'all, Mr. Beast dropped out of college, didn't tell his mom, spent 2 months in his bedroom, and literally he was like, "Oh, my mom's gonna find out I'm not in school anymore, so I literally this video has to go viral or I'm gonna have to go get a real job." Okay? Like, that's not anything we're not on that train, okay? We all wanna pay our bills, okay? Like, we're not living in our mom's house. So, I think it's just, just remind yourself of where you're getting your advice from.
I am really glad that you just went on your rant. That was the perfect way to explain that. Can we also talk about something really important that I think people do not realize? You don't get that much money from monetizing.
Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing. I will tell you, for one, it varies for every platform. So if you guys are looking to be content creators, or you're a small business owner because you're listening to this episode, okay, to this podcast. If you're looking to make money off of your content and you're like, hey, monetizing on social media is an easy way for me to do that because people are already watching, just know you're going to have to learn the rules to play by, okay? And the rules are different for every platform. Trust me, because we're on YouTube, right, Chelsea? We upload these podcast episodes to YouTube as well on top of our other YouTube channel. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. I do think Facebook paid me 2 cents 1 month. That was nice. Yeah, it was, hello, y'all, rising star here on Facebook. So just know it's different for every platform now. Instagram and Facebook, now that they're both under Meta umbrella, right? Meta is the company that owns both of them. I do think they have very similar monetization rules, but everybody else, TikTok, completely different. LinkedIn, I don't even know if you can monetize on LinkedIn. I think you can.
Probably.
I haven't really looked into it.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it. So that's one thing. The rules to be able to get monetized across the board, different. And then the actual payout per view, let's talk about them. Because I did the research. So on Instagram, per 1,000 views, you can get anywhere from 1 to 5 cents. Cool. On TikTok, for 1,000 views, it's about 2 to 4 cents. Now, according to my research, and I don't know how true this is, but I saw this across the board. People were saying per 1,000 views, Facebook pays out around $8.75 to $10. And then for YouTube, I figured we'd ask Vivian.
Yeah, so regards to YouTube, I don't have the actual factual numbers, but I can tell you what so YouTube, just like every one of these other platforms that Chelsea mentioned, you have this bar that you have to meet. And once you meet the bar, like for me, when I got monetized back in, I think I monetized maybe in 2020 or 2021, it was like you had to have at least 1,000 subscribers and you had to have 4,000 watch hours, y'all. That means people have watched your videos for over 4,000 hours, okay? So they're not even going to send you money unless you hit that. Now, that has changed, all right? That changed in, I think, 2023. They actually lowered it, so more people are able to make money on YouTube, which is great. We love that. Now, YouTube, that's going to fluctuate depending on how many subscribers you have once you meet that threshold. And really, it's not based on the subscribers, it's based on the watch hours, just like it is for Instagram and everybody else. So that's where making bingeable content, making information, making videos that are geared towards the information that people are looking for is really big. But this is why we tell y'all that it changes the focus, because think about it. Kind of like what I was going through. I would sit there and I'm like, okay, time to plan the next YouTube video or two. I would get on YouTube. I'd look through Google searches. I'd use keyword searches. What are people looking for online when it comes to marketing? And then I would go to YouTube and actually see what videos were popular. Well, here's the thing. that driver is going to be very different, because now what I'm looking at is I'm looking at creating content that is geared towards people that sit there and binge this information online, instead of, which is what I started doing, what are some common questions that small business owners have that I can answer with regards to marketing? Okay, that's a very different approach to how you create content. And so you just have to find the middle ground in that. So that way you are able to get those views on these platforms, but yet you are also sticking to the reason that you have your small business and the reason you started it all, right? So you don't want to get caught up in this trap of like being on this hamster wheel. Okay.
Are you a small business owner feeling overwhelmed by marketing? We understand. That's why we created the S.O.B community just for you. Imagine having access to expert marketing advice every week through our interactive Zoom calls. Network with fellow small business owners in our community, share valuable insights, and grow together. Dive into our comprehensive training videos covering everything from social media to SEO. And all this for just $50 a month. Empower your small business without breaking the bank. Join the S.O.B community today. Y'all, just want to reiterate, we are not telling you do not monetize. If you have the ability to, that's great. Go ahead and do it. I mean, never turn down money, right? We just want to make sure that you are focusing your goals on what you want your goals to be, correct? Like if you want to grow your small business, then make sure that the content you're creating is about growing your small business, not just creating content. You know what? Maybe you've changed your mind and you are going to become a content creator. That's great. Go ahead and make that shift. Just make sure that you've evaluated what your goals are and that you are focusing on reaching them with whatever content you create. Also want to talk about, let's do a throwback, a real throwback to our very first episode. Do not give away the keys to your kingdom. If everything you do is about the platform you're on, what happens if that platform is gone?
Yeah.
Look at what happened to MySpace. I mean, MySpace was huge until it suddenly was not. I've been told. I don't actually.
I was going to say, girl, what you know about MySpace? You didn't know about all the emo boys that were on MySpace back in the day. You missed
No,
it.
but I knew about Tumblr. It's basically the same thing.
Oh, I never got on Tumblr. I don't even know how that works. Isn't it just like photos?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
memes?
yeah, it's kind of like Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Kind of.
Yeah, I wasn't a Tumblr
But more
girl.
like edgy.
Well, so I love that you did bring up MySpace, and y'all please, you'll probably have to go back quite a few episodes, because I mean we're about to reach 100 episodes here soon of this podcast, but our very first episode was specifically talking about not giving away the keys to your kingdom, meaning if you rely, and I will die on this hill, you guys.
She will.
I will. Social media is great. I kind of hate what it's done to small business owners. I hate that now we feel such pressure. Like I can't remember a time where like we've told people like, "Oh, hey, on top of owning a business, which is already stressful, we now want you to also cater to our rules in order for you to reach more people and do this and that." It's almost like I would almost rather do paid advertising, okay? The thing is, at least then you're exchanging money. You're not exchanging time. Here, you're exchanging, great. Yeah, everyone's like, social media is free. Y'all, you're exchanging your precious time, what limited time you have on this earth to do social media. And I don't want y'all, I know I sound like Chicken Little over here. I do love social media. I love the opportunity it gives to small business owners to attract new customers and clients. However, I do think that it does require focus. And if you are going to add a lofty goal on there, like, hey, I want to be monetized on Instagram, just understand, like we talked about in that very first episode of the S.O.B Marketing Podcast, understand that you are then giving them the keys to your kingdom. So please, please do not let that be the only set of keys you have.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you may be thinking, Vivian, what the heck are you talking about? How do I get another set of keys for my my business? The other set of keys is going to be you having an email list. Okay. The other set of keys is going to be then you utilizing and leveraging these platforms that you're trying to monetize on and getting them into your little ecosystem of your business, okay? So whether that be with a free download, exchanging an email list, and then great, now you can email them once a month. Now you can email them once a week. That way when Instagram decides to change the rules and you don't want to play by the rules anymore, you're not stressed out and worried about it. Okay. What is going to happen right now if you're listening to me and you have over 10,000 followers on Instagram, if you have over 10,000 followers on any one of these other social media channels, when you get tired of Instagram changing stuff every other day, what's your exit plan? Okay. Do you have a place where you've then converted people to that you will be able to tap into and continue to have these conversations with them?
Okay, so let's do really quick the TLDL, too long, didn't listen. Again, I would really appreciate if you did listen, but I understand maybe you don't have time. So the synopsis of this conversation is basically there is no easy money. And when it comes to monetizing on social media, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of hard work, and it changes your goals. So if you're already running a small business, don't stress yourself out about having to monetize your accounts. Instead, focus on your marketing goals of your business and how you can use social media to meet those goals. If you decide that you want to become a content creator, that's great. Just remember that it's going to change your goals. So at the end of the day, focus on what do I want to do? What do I want my small business to be? And focus on those goals. So go out there and be the best SOB you can be.